Hey guys, my name is Dalton, and I am part owner of Big Sky Automation Services and the Community Card Playbook, which is ran by me, myself, and my wife Rachel. And together, help small businesses get local exposure using community cards. And then with the Community Card Playbook, we teach others how to do this, and we use this as lead generation. And I want to explain to um, basically anybody that's in our group or that's watching just the concept of why I think we've been able to be so successful with these. During our live call that we had recently, we went over how you should really be thinking about these cards in terms of what they bring to you, how you should be utilizing it. Should I run multiple cards? All these questions will come up, but the biggest thing you should be thinking of is like the list that you're building to sell to later. And we'll dive into it. So this video is going to be about community cards list building. So let's talk about how the money is in the list. So think about if you're running a newsletter. And this is like I'm gonna try to make this super simple because it'd be more complicated if I explained it at the level that we do it for as an agency. But think of it as a newsletter. Let's say the whole idea for a newsletter is to get emails. How do we get emails? All right, well, we put out a lead magnet. We provide information. We trade value for information. So maybe your newsletter is about the local events going on in town. So maybe somebody is not up to date with what's going on in town, but they want to be informed and they don't want to waste time. They just want to get it right then and there, and you're providing that with a newsletter. Guess what? Somebody's going to give you their information and trade for value. So why is that so important? Because now that you've got their email, you're going to stay in front of them consistently with that newsletter, and you're going to market to them repeatedly. Now you're probably thinking like, how do I make money out of it? Great question. You either sell something to these people, whether you're selling services, like say you're selling advertisements to a local plumber inside of the newsletter, or you're selling affiliate links from other products to other people and you just promote them. So there's multiple ways you can monetize, but the whole point is if you don't have somebody's information, how will they ever know what you sell or contact? How are you going to get in front of them? And if you are constantly in front of them, how they're going to be able to be more likely to buy whatever it is that you are presenting in front of them. So, but you always have to lead with value. That's the most important part when you're building your list. If you trade value for information, that's how you build the list. It's the only way it's going to happen. If you're selling junk or giving junk away, I wouldn't give anybody my email for junk, and my email, like, it's free. So it's the least resistant thing. But if you're in their email, it's free. It's free marketing. You don't have to pay Google ads. You don't have to pay direct mail. The whole point is to get their email. But that's the list building. You're just getting contact information so you can talk to them later and resell them on something else. All right. And then, like, let's talk about some sources of lists just so it can kind of make more sense. So your Facebook friends are a list. Now, how you use it? Do you use it for friends and family? Or if you shift your mindset into a business owner, start using it to add other business owners, add other real estate agents, add other attorneys, things like these people, and start to make your actual Facebook list of friends an asset instead of just a random list of friends that are never going to buy from you. You can use this #3 website in the world as a tool for money making if you start shaping your mindset and how you use lists. The same thing goes for Facebook groups. You're basically going to a congregation of people that all share the same like-minded things. And whether it be a small network business group on Facebook, just go in there and you can literally go to the about and then click on members. And you can scroll through there, and sometimes there's a little gray text under there that will tell you if they're like a business owner or they're a CEO or something along the lines of, they serve other people in some capacity of a management or higher level. And then just start adding them from there. Just start adding them. Start building your list. Now, some people won't add, but that's a great way to get yourself out there in front of local business owners while building a list that you can market to later. You see, and if they're on your friends, you don't get your hand slapped for posting whatever you want, if that makes sense. Where now you're not work like you're not messing with the admins, you just now have the full force to post wherever you want, and they're going to see your content. Then let's talk about another list that you can build, the Chamber of Commerce. Go to the Chamber of Commerce. I know most of them, like they'll put up a board where people can put out their business cards. And guess what? Take the business cards. Guess what's on a business card? Either a phone number. I'm sorry, there is a phone number almost always. There's a phone number, there's a name, and more than 9 times out of 10, there's an email. Guess what? Now you build your email list and your phone number list. They're another contact to see if they want to be a potential buyer. Build the list. Next, you've got Google and LinkedIn. There are data scrapers out there that you can pull emails from LinkedIn and also Google. Build your email list that you can email to later. And then you've got in-person networking where you can trade information, maybe, trade business cards, talk to people, see if they're interested. It's just another way of getting customer information that you can market to later. So here's the community card strategy and why it's so important. So the whole point is to have a low ticket offer and sell it in one time in one town, and then you make it the entry point for all owners. So let's talk about the strategy in terms of why I recommend that you do one card for your town instead. You can even do 2 cards. Just don't think about scaling this part of your business. Like you can grow to a business, but think about how much time and effort it would take to fill 16 twice with 2 completely different lists that you're building. It's going to take twice the energy, twice the time, and it's just a waste on energy for that amount of money. However, the way if you build your list right, you sell them one time on the card and then you sell them other things to generate more revenue. So if you do a monthly mailer, and now what if you're targeting that same list? You can't sell them a mailer like every day. It's just not going to work. But imagine you're talking to a business owner, and we have an affiliate program for LinPro where people in our community can sign up and they can sell customers that LinPro fulfills. They're just a connector. LinPro handles the sales process, the fulfillment, everything. Super great. Now imagine now you sell them on that, on the card, and then you go sell them on LinPro. How cool is that? Now you've got 2 ways of making money off of the same customer, and you did the same amount of work. You just maybe pitched an extra idea to them that they've already built the trust with you. You don't need to go pitch that you're a real person. They've already bought from you. It's so much easier for them to buy again if they need the service you provide. Now, I'm not saying everybody will say yes to what you're selling, but if you tell them what you do, you become familiar. And that's when people buy, is when you are familiar to them. So that's the community card strategy. Back up a little bit. So the thing about, like I said, with the community cards, they're high pressure, low margins, and they require 16 businesses. And if you're going to set up a big scale operation, you will not have the actual team. Like I saw a post on well, it was a question asked to another person on YouTube who does these shared mailers, and somebody asked, "Is it possible to do 30 cards?" And the answer is yes. I'm sure it is possible. But the real question you should be asking, is it worth it? Is it worth your time and energy? And if you sell 30 cards, that means you need to have over 400 advertisers say yes. If you're doing 30 cards a month, that's over 400 advertisers a month saying yes. Now, for somebody to ask if you can do 30, but they've never done one, that is a huge gap for them to get over. If you do one, you'd realize that these aren't hard. They're just a little like they just take a little bit energy because you're trying to gather 16 people together. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some consistency. Your time is better well spent to build the relationship with the business owners that want to work with you in the first time in the same capacity to sell them on something else, whether it's a website, reputation management. And we'll get into some leverage offers in the next one. But what I'm trying to say is build your list so you can sell to them again, because that's where the money's going to be. Don't think of this community card as funding yourself and your lifestyle, because you need to come up with you're going to scale, and your scaling is going to come from other services. Now imagine if you sold those 16 business owners all on something else. Now you just almost doubled your profit without exerting more energy to build another relationship. That's how you should be thinking about this. So what we do the community card, and then we offer any other print services or custom apparel they might need. And then we also talk about their online presence, and then we talk about a website. So that's the strategy. They have to know us first. They have to know, like, and trust us before they're going to spend more than a high dollar ticket on us. $150 it should be pocket change for a business owner when it comes to advertising. Maybe they just want to try it. That's where you start with the community cards, and then guess what? You throw in custom merch or an apparel, and now they've bought something else. Now they've got even more trust. Now you're 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 awesome because you've shown them how to generate leads, and then you've also helped them fulfill any missing gap of uniforms, menus, signage that that LinPro can connect, or LinPro can do and fulfill. Super awesome. So just like, I'm just wanting you guys to start think differently about the community cards, because it should not be your business. It should be the start of your business. So let's talk about some higher level or higher leverage offers. Like I said, you've got websites to offer them. If you don't know how to build a website, have somebody else build a website. They're not hard. They're all drag and drop. You don't have to learn it. Somebody else can know it. And guess what? If somebody wants to pay you $800 and somebody will build it for six, take the $200, shove it in your pocket, and let that guy handle it, and you just handle the relationship. That's how easy it has to be. You can always remember who can do it, not how can I do it. And if your time can be spent selling 8 websites, and you do that same split for all of them, guess what? You just made $1,600 and you didn't do anything. All you had to do was be the facilitator, and you got a little cut in the end. Same thing with print services. Print service, you should definitely be print service pushing after you sell a card. It's super easy. You don't have to have any tech involved. You can just say, hey, do you need business cards? Do you need flyers, rack cards, solo mailers? Do you need door hangers? Like, there's a ton of other stuff that you can offer to these business owners that you can make a spread on after they're on the community card. So, like, I just want you guys, like I said over and over again, remember you're building your list with your community card to sell other things so you can make your money. Because if you can sell somebody else on one thing after they trust you, you're in the bag. You're good. It's not going to happen every time. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's so important to remember to build your list now, so that way when you come back over and over again, you're just going to keep knocking, saying, hey, I'm still here. I still do print. I still do custom merch. I still do websites. I still do solo mailers. If you know anybody, let me know. I'm interested. You can even ask, like, hey, do you guys know anybody that needs a website? And some of them might go, I do. Look at that. We've done that before. We've asked if anybody knows anybody that want to be on these mailers, and they go, I do. And you lead with this non-pressure like offer at the beginning, and they might be like, I might be interested. Why are they not asking me? And they feel that psychology. And there's just multiple ways you guys can be generating money once you build the list. So don't stress in trying to scale this part of your business, because the time of 16 businesses is just going to be a headache when you could just sell one product, fulfill for one customer, and make the same spread on them. All right, like I said, you sell one product to one customer. Better margins, less relying on other business owners at the same time, and you just remember to build your list. Let's say you've got a card and you've got 12 spots filled and you don't know what to do the other 12, or you don't know what to do the other 4. Well, guess what? You just built your list on 12. Throw something against the wall and see if it sticks. Put your own ad on there. See if you can mark out a deal where if you generate leads for somebody else, that you get a cut of their rev share for any lead that was generated. See if you can work with a real estate investor in your local area, and you guys generate leads, you get a bird dog fee. Like, guys, you start thinking about this is a lead generation tool as well. So if you have anything that you're wanting to sell, or anything that you're wanting to promote, whether it's a YouTube channel, a website, an online store, an affiliate program, anything, start thinking about how you can promote other ways to make money or generate leads to make that money from those leads. Like, but just remember, it's going to be the list. And I almost forgot to mention that EDDM, you're using the federal post office, you're using their list. They have a list of addresses, and you are using their list to get your customer out in front of, or I'm sorry, to get your customers out in front of their ideal customers. So lists are super important, and you're already using one, you just don't know it. So hopefully this clears some things up and you guys can start to think about community cards in a different light and a capacity, and understand that your money should not be all thought about in the community card. When you can build this empire and this community card once, and then you can come back to them and say, hey, do you guys need custom apparel? Do you guys need business cards? Do you guys need rack signs, flyers? Like, you never know. And in our community, which I'll talk about a little bit, we show you guys how to upsell these people, when to ask them. Now, I'm not saying it's like anything that you force these people to buy from you, but the whole point is to get in front of these people as much as possible. Let them know what you do. Be remembered. It's not about going viral. It's just about being seen enough to be remembered. That's it. Thank you for watching.